Hi, Dr. Marianne here. This is video 4, and we're going to talk about the beginning, the A. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen right away and get you in a habit of getting your child to outline the letter that's on the book. So we're going to outline A with our finger. Start at the top. 1, 2, and across. 1, 2, and across. 1, 2, and across. The old books 25 years ago had these in glitter. So if you want to be creative and put glue on them and glitter, you'll have a little bit of texture for your child. So the lowercase a is a C stroke. So we're going to make a C and a line, a C and a line, a C and a line. We'll go to page 1. So on page 1, we're going to look at all the different triangles we have. And we're going to put a dot on the triangles. Everybody done this? Showing you this triangle, these triangles, all those triangles. The kite has a triangle. The hats have a triangle. Here's a triangle. So they use triangles because the letter A is 2 lines of the triangle. This is a triangle. Her ice cream cone is a triangle. The hat. You can pause this right now if you want your child to go ahead and mark all the triangles and then come back to me. But here we have the ice cream cones of the triangles. This kite is this little flag, the little decoration on the drum. You have lots of triangles, not so much on this side that I see, and not so much on the bottom. Very busy in the middle. Oh, here's the little fish tails. And the bird tails have triangles, and the bird beaks have triangles. So next, you want to see the triangle here and find the shape that matches. So I recorded this and I'm recording it again because it messed up. So I've already circled this triangle and I've already outlined it. Match this triangle. Now it has 3 sides, that's why it's a triangle. And this is a different kind of triangle. So we're going to circle that. And your child can use pencil. I used the Sharpie on the first page because there were so many colorful pictures and I didn't know if a pencil would be bright enough, but I outlined the triangle. This is called a right triangle. And you can circle the right triangle. We have this triangle, and this one matches. And then, of course, outline it. You have this triangle, and we're going to match it right here, and we're going to outline it. Okay? Then we're going to turn the page, and I've already glued this because this is a pop-up that you pop out of the, you have a 6 pages of pop-ups, and this is one really pretty one. So we're going to look at here, what are all the words that start with A? Apple. You can circle apple. Antelope. You could just put a dot on him. Anteater. Starts with A. Apple pie. Alligator. And looks like it's about it. So we're looking at words that start with A, like apple. What about these little ants? You could circle some ants. And then have your child cut this out, and I just glue it right at the top. Here we have 2 pictures that are associated. 2 insects that sting. Circle the one that sounds like A, like apple. That would be ant. Here we have an anchor and a ship. They go together. They're associated because every ship has an anchor. but circle the word that starts with the letter A, like apple. We're going to circle anchor. Here we have we have two fruit. One is an apple, one is a pear. Circle the word that starts with A, like apple. That's easy enough, right? Here, the association, we have the astronaut and this spaceship. We're going to circle the word that starts with A, like apple. That would be astronaut. And that's only part of the spaceship, space shuttle. So here we have pieces of your body, an ankle and an elbow. But your elbow is on your arm. So we have ankle, we're actually going to circle this because they're pointing to elbow. So we're going to circle the ankle because it starts with A, like an apple. So sometimes it says the letter name and sometimes it says the letter sound. So the letter name is the long vowel sound. So Pleasant has your child learning the long vowel ankle right away. Anchor, the long A sound. So we have two reptiles. We have the crocodile and the turtle. And alligator starts with A, like apple. Here we have two rescue vehicles. We have the ambulance and a fire truck. So we're going to circle which one sounds like A for apple, ambulance. Alrighty, good job. So we're going to turn this over. Now look how we're going to outline. We're going to start at the dot, make our two lines and a cross. We're going to start at the red line at the top. I should have started there, sorry. And then the lowercase is your C stroke with a line. Start with your A, down and across. Start with the dot, line, line and across, dot, line, line and across. So the dark lines actually go away. So your child will be doing this on their own. Dot, line, line and across. 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 Now I'm saying it out loud, but your child can say it inside their head if you want, or out loud. Now the lines went away, so my memory is going to work here. I have on this kindergarten standard, the themes at expectations, it talks about attention and memory. We want the child to have memory. Okay. So line, line and across, line, line and across, line, line and across. We want all of our shapes to be the same. We don't want kids starting from the bottom up. We want them to learn, start from the dot. Line, line and across, line, line and across, line, line and across, line, line and across. Okay. Try to get all the A's the same shapes. And I remember my kids' teachers would put little asterisks next to the letters that were made correctly. So we're outlining again. Line, line and across. Line, line and across. Line, line and across. Line, line and across. So the dot is there to help you, help your child, but it's going to go away. Let's see on the next page. And here we have the review. Start at the red line, go to the green line in the bottom. Now the lowercase is that C stroke. So we start at the yellow line, make your C, add a line. So you could see here, start at the dot, make your C, add a line. Make your C, add a line. Make a C, add a line. Make a C, add a line. That's why they call it the C stroke. Make your C, add a line. I'm going to go through this whole page with your child. Make a C. You can pause it if your child needs to draw on their own. Make a C, add a line. So the author, Pleasant Rowland, gives you dots, but now the outlining went away. So you make your C, add a line. Make your C, add a line. Be aware at this point, is your child making it correctly? Make the C, add a line. Make the C, add a line. Make the C, add a line. So now we're going to outline again. Give the brain a little bit of rest and support. Now we're going to, it's like being at the gym when the trainer lifts the weights with you to help you. But now you're on your own. Here's your, make your C and a line. 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 And are they all looking the same? Mine are, but for the kids, you're going to notice they're not all the same. Now you're going to do uppercase and lowercase. Uppercase and lowercase. Uppercase, start at the dot, and lowercase, C and a line. Uppercase with your line, lowercase, make your C and add a line. Good job. Next, we're going to look at the different apples. So this is a red apple, green apple, apple with the worm, apple core, apple in a tree, and a pile of apples. So when these books have this kind of page, this is where you're going to read words. So I'm going to be providing your words for you. They used to be on tapes. Let me see. So I have a list of words, all these words and more. So does the word alligator start with A? Yes. If it does, you're going to circle. Does the word asphalt start with A? Yes. So you're going to circle the word picture if it starts with A. Does the word blanket start with A? No. Have your child draw an X. Does the word avenue start with A? Yes. I'm going to circle this. Does the word street start with A? No. Put a line. Does the word ask start with A? Yes. So we're going to circle the basket. This page, remember, is a bunch of words. So here, I'm going to give you some words that start with A or could start with O. And the O, that's a little review. So your child's going to circle. If I said the word off, does that have the A or the ah? Off matches olive. What about Oscar? Does that match A or ah? That also matches olive, Oscar. What about on? On. Does that match A or ah? Ah for olive. So we're going to circle that. What about at? Does at match apple or ah? A or ah? At matches A. Then we have am. Does am match A or ah? It matches A. And then another word with A is alligator. Does alligator start with A or ah? A, alligator. So I have instructions that are going to list these words for you that you can refer to. Turning the page. We're gonna put the letter name, and then say the sound. So A for apple says ah. We're gonna draw our A, make our C and our line. O for olive says ah. Make your large C and round it out. Make your C and round it out. Those are the C stroke letters. C, candle, K. Outline your C, uppercase and lowercase. G, goat, G. Outline your G, which is a C stroke, line in, another C stroke, down. So that's review for your child. Now we have octopus starts with O, and we're going to say ah. Ant starts with A, and we're going to say ah. Cup starts with C, and we're going to say K. So the letter names and the letter sounds activate different parts of your brain. Pictures activate different parts of your brain. Astronaut, be sure your child remembers how to write the A from the top. Cloud is the letter C for K. Anchor is the letter A with the C stroke for the lowercase a. Ostrich is the letter O. See my C right there? And I'm going to close my C up. And the O has the same, this uppercase and lowercase, same shape. This one is, what was this one? A little girl laying down. Let's just put girl. Here's your G, and make that line go in. Now this is the C stroke, and the line goes down and up. It goes under the green line, and you can point that out to your child. Good job. Next, we're going to do some patterning. So because of the color, I'm going to use my marker. I'm going to match this pattern over here. They look like dominoes, right? I'm going to connect the two left lines. Let's just go down. We could go column by column. Here, I'm going to connect the two right lines. On the bottom, I'm going to make two lines connect like they're going to make a triangle. That would be my triangle, right? So now on this side, looks like the top is open. Have your child copy the pattern. And then we're going to copy this pattern. Then we're going to copy this pattern. Woohoo, that'd be kind of tricky. Okay, so if your child struggles with this, there could be, rhyming is one way we recognize dyslexia, but see if your child struggles with all these concepts together, because if they do, that could be dyslexia, early warning signs of dyslexia. So these are things that can go into the suitcase, but we're looking for, let me see. I'm going to, my instruction is written out, but I'm going to go back to this and see this 10. Sound. Oh, in the middle are their names. Okay. So this is why you need instructions, because it gets kind of tricky. So cap has the A in the middle. Pants has the A in the middle. So your child can color that a little bit or a lot. Stamps has the A in the middle. I'm just going to circle that. Map has a in the middle. Bat has a in the middle. Does socks have a in the middle? No. Does comb have a in the middle? No. Does shirt have a in the middle? No. So you're going to, whatever has a in the middle. So here you're going to have some patterning, lowercase and uppercase, lowercase and uppercase. They do the first one for you, a for alligator, and we're going to circle. So this one is an easy task because all you're doing is circling the first letter of the word. So then we have octopus. We're going to circle lowercase o, uppercase o, lowercase o, uppercase o. Then we have an anteater. So one of the things you want your child to do is recognize a. Can they recognize a? That's the letter A. So they're going to recognize uppercase A, lowercase a, lowercase a, uppercase A. Goat. What letter says the sound G? Well, that's G. Here's your lowercase g, uppercase G, lowercase g, uppercase G. Have your child use pencil, these big fat pencils. I'm just using marker to be easier on the video. Cat. K. What letter says K? Lowercase c, uppercase c, uppercase c, lowercase c. So here we have G. Now we're going to write it. Make your C stroke with your line. Make your C stroke and the line comes down. Good. Now make your uppercase C. Make your lowercase c. So I don't have the red, yellow, and green lines here. Hopefully your child will have some visual memory and will kind of be able to space those out. O and O. Now imagine that dot is still here, right? A. Make your C stroke with a line. A. Good job. Now if you need to break this assignment up in 2 or 3 days, do what you need to do. So we're going to show the child what kind of sounds these animals make. Oink, 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 oink. Bah, bah. Quack, 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 quack. Moo, moo. Neigh, neigh. Okay, so the horse says neigh. The rooster says The pig says oink, oink, oink. The sheep says bah. The duck says quack, 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 quack. And the cow says moo. Have your child repeat those sounds with you. Now, have your child circle the animal that goes moo. So your child's going to circle moo. Have your child circle the animal that goes bah, bah. Have them see if they remember. Bah. Which animal goes oink, 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 oink? Have your child circle the pig. Which animal goes quack, quack, quack? The duck. Which animal goes neigh? Circle the horse. And which animal goes That's going to be your rooster. So here, imagine an animal that goes tweet, 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 tweet. I put a little cheat note here. Tweet, tweet. That would be a bird, right? So how do you draw a bird? Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to go like that. I don't know. How do you draw a bird? Those are the wings. Anyway, that would be my bird. Okay, so now this is some visual discrimination. In the circle is a white box. Which color goes in the white box? So they've already circled this for us. Here we have a rectangle and a triangle. So the white part is the triangle. Which picture here fits into the white space? And that would be this triangle. They're all well, these are triangles. That is not. That has too many sides. It's not a triangle. Here we have a triangle with a white center. Which shape here goes in the white center? And your child should recognize this. If your child's not recognizing shapes, just work with them, be patient, and be aware of how they do on subsequent books. So here is a shape with a white diamond. Which shape here matches the white? And we call it a diamond. Well, actually, that's a square, right? But it's this way. A diamond would probably be a little bit longer, but which would fit in there? And then the last one, we have a rectangle with a shape like a scoop, half a circle. Which shape here would fit in there? Let me sure your child picks this one and not a reversal. So just make note if your child has reversals or not. Here is a fun exercise. Have your child get their little pair of scissors out. We're going to do some cutting. And we're going to put some apples with leaves on there. I'm going to just get some green apples. Well, actually, my leaves will be green. I'm going to have one green apple. And your child can color as nicely or as much as you want. And I'm going to do this green leaf up here. So the leaves are the triangles, right? I'm going to have a green apple. I'm going to have a yellow apple. And your child will have those thick crayons so they don't break easily. I'm going to have a red apple. I'm not outlining and having the neatest coloring because I just want to a little bit faster for you. And what other apple color should I have? How about another red apple? Red apple here. So I colored first. I'm going to do a red apple here. Having a child try to do the lines the same way is going to make the neatest coloring. So now we're going to cut out these apples. My easiest way is to, now you're going to be able to take more time with your child. I'm going to do my leaves first. You can pause the video if you'd like as well. Let your child work on that while I work on mine. And see here, when I cut out my outline, I didn't even need to be outlining it because I cut it off anyway. So we're turning as we're cutting. This is a good skill for the children to learn. Gonna make a cute little apple tree. I'd be curious to see if the apples stay the same size or if they shrink. because they cut too much. So here we're going to trim that, trim that. Trim that. Now, the children have to learn to listen to instructions. One of the kindergarten steps here is that the expectation is that you need to learn to follow instructions. So when you're telling them to cut off the bottoms, that's going to be important for them. So next, before we cut these leaves, we're going to match them to an apple. So I want to be sure every apple has a set of leaves. Okay, now we're going to cut the leaves. And you see how the apple, we could glue the apples. You know, the apples are at the end of the twig. So we could put at the end of the twig, here's my apple, and I'm going to put the leaves there, this way. At the end of this twig, here's an apple, and I'm going to cut my leaves there. At the end of this twig, here's an apple, and I'm going to put my leaves at the base. Oh, so this, see, so the leaves go at the base, not at the top of the apple. And so these are going to go at the base. And I have one more apple. I'm going to put it, I wonder if they want me to put it on top. Let's put it right on top. Okay, so see how the leaves are at the base of the apple? This is going to be interesting for your student. Go ahead and put a little line on the model. And see, let that set the pattern for how your child's going to do it. Cut your leaf, the two leaves, put the pointy side at the base of the apple. Sometimes I like to put the glue on the actual picture, but sometimes if I just like a little dab, I just put it where I need it. So I'm going to just put a little dab at the base. And then I can put the other leaf. And then my last apple has the leaf right here. So I'm going to put the leaf at the base and the leaf at the base. Look at all these triangles. So is this amazing? Your child's learning about triangles as well as about plants and leaves and apples. Now let's take some time and do our A again. Practice our A. Here's our top, 2 lines and across. Make your C stroke, make a line. 2 lines, go from the red to the green, and the line in the middle is at yellow. The C stroke starts at the yellow with the line. Line, line, across, C stroke with a line. Line, line, across, C stroke with a line. One more. Line, line, and across, C stroke, and a line. Good job. So now Pleasant always has a nursery rhyme in her stories. So you'll recognize this as a story of Little Red Riding Hood. I have a big book that has a lot of the nursery rhymes in. It's nice to try to read the story the day before, if you can, to the child, so that when you're working on this, it'll activate their prior memory. So remember the story, Little Red Riding Hood. The mother sent her off to go see the grandma. She's on her way to the grandmother's house, and the big bad wolf meets her on the way. The big bad wolf says, "Where are you going?" And she says, "I'm going to go have lunch with my grandma." He goes, "Well, have a good time." So what does the big bad wolf do? He goes to the grandmother's house. He ties her up in the closet, and he gets in the grandma's bed, and he pretends to be the grandma. Now, Little Red Riding Hood is a little suspicious. She said, "Oh, but grandmother, what big ears you have." And the wolf says, "The better to hear you, my dear." "Oh, but grandmother, what a big nose you have." And he says, "Oh, the better to smell you with, my dear." And then Little Red Riding Hood says, "Oh, but grandmother, what big teeth you have." And the wolf says, "The better to eat you with." And the wolf jumps out of bed and chases Little Red Riding Hood right outside. And who comes to her rescue but a woodsman? And a woodsman has the axe, and he goes in and he takes care of that wolf and protects Little Red Riding Hood. So that is the story of Little Red Riding Hood. That's the condensed version. So here are the comprehension questions. So when both pictures are in the story, you're going to pick, who do you see first in the story? Do you see the grandma, or do you see the man in the woods, the woodsman? We see the grandma first, because we actually see the grandma tied up in the closet, right? So here is the wolf in the bed. Here is the wolf walking and walking. What happened first? So first, I would say the wolf. So you could frame it the way you want. You could say, how did the wolf look when he talked to Red Riding Hood? Well, he talked to her here when he was walking, but he talked to her in the bed. But when did he say, "The better to see you, the better to hear you with, my dear"? Well, that was this one. So the questions you pick could be your own, and just know that your child needs very clear, explicit instructions. So when did Goldilocks see the grandma? Was she in the bed still, or was she in the closet? Well, Goldilocks didn't really see her. You could say, when the fox found the grandma, what did he do? He put her in the closet. So when Little Red Riding Hood went to the grandma's house, was the fox in the bed, or was the fox under the bed? The fox was in the bed. So the last one, you'll notice all three are in the story. So let's say, who was the hero of the story? Who saved the day? The hero was the woodsman, because he had the axe. So you are teaching your child so many things with these books. They're just wonderful. I'm going to stop my share now. So I hope you enjoyed book 4, the A. And I'm so glad you're here. There's plenty more to learn. So email me with your comments and questions. I'm so glad you're here. Bye-bye now. Hope this was enjoyable.